Hello, everybody. Today we're going to talk about solving rational equations. Okay, so uh, most of these we are going to solve by multiplying by the least common multiple. So how do we do that? Well, we got a problem like this. 2 over x plus 1/3 equals 4 over x. Now, when I have fractions like this and I want to get rid of these, I don't want to deal with the fractions. Here's what I do. I just take this whole thing and I multiply it by 3x. Okay? That's the least common multiple of the bottoms here. Now, I multiply each term by 3x, and that gets rid of everything. So watch how this goes. My x is going to cancel this x, and I'm just going to have 3 times 2, so that's going to be 6, plus 3. The 3 is going to cancel with that 3 and leave me with 1 times x, which is x. And then here, the x is going to cancel that x and give me 4 times 3, which is 12. So now I have this problem. This is exactly the same problem as that. Okay. And now I can just solve this. Minus 6, x equals 6. And I'm good to go. So if I check this work, this would be 2 over 6 plus 1/3 should equal 4 over 6. Well, this is 1/3 plus 1/3, and that reduces to 2/3, and that's a true statement. So there we go. We're good to go. Okay, let's look at this one. 6 over x plus x over 2 equals 4 over x. I tell you what, why don't you pause this video right here, try this one just like I did the last one, and then take a look and see how you did. Okay, so on this one, I'm going to take this whole equation, I'm going to multiply it by 2x. Okay, so in the first term, the x is going to cancel the x, and I'm going to get 6 times 2 is 12. The second term, the 2 is going to cancel the 2 and leave me with x times x, which is x squared. And here, the x is going to cancel the x, leave me with 4 times 2, that's 8. Okay, so, we might have a problem here. Check this out, if I subtract 12 here, I get x squared is negative 4, and I can't square root that. So this does not have an answer. No real solution to this. Let's double check this and make sure we did this right. So 2x cancels the x, makes it 12. 2 cancels the 2, makes x squared. X cancels the x, leaves 8. Yeah, that's not going to have a real solution. Okay, moving right along. Let's try this one. Okay, so this one's a little different. This one is a proportion, so we're going to go ahead and cross multiply here, means extremes property. So that means that y times y plus 2 is going to equal 5 times 3, which is 15. And so I distribute my y squared plus 2y. I'm going to move the 15 over here. Minus 15 equals 0. Okay, now I'm going to try to solve this by factoring. So I'm going to get a y and a y. I need factors of 15 that'll make 2. How about 5 and 3? We'll make that a plus 5 and a minus 3. Okay, and then that means that y minus 3 has to equal 0, so y must be 3. And over here, y plus 5 has to equal 0, so y will equal negative 5. Now, I would definitely check these to make sure that they both work. Okay, so if I plug 3 in here, I get 5 over 3 plus 2 should equal 3 over 3. And this is 5 over 5 equals 3 over 3, and both of those are equal to 1, so that's definitely an answer right there. Let's try the negative 5. So we'll try this one over here. So that'd be 5 over negative 5 plus 2 should equal negative 5 over 3. And this is going to be 5 over negative 3 equals negative 5 over 3. And both of those are equal to negative 5/3. So yes, that is also an answer. Now, if one of these came out to be something that wasn't true, that would be an extraneous answer. We would cross that one out. Okay? All right, you've invested $80,000 to start a muffin shop in a shopping mall. You can produce a dozen muffins for 80 cents. How many dozens must you prefer before your average cost per dozen, including your initial investment of $80,000, drops to $1.60? Okay, so we're going to write an equation here. We're going to start with this. So my cost is going to equal 80 cents per dozen. Okay, so 0.8D. Plus, I spent $80,000 to start. And I want to know when that's going to equal $1.60 per dozen. So these are my fixed costs. These are my variable costs. This is what I want my cost to be. Okay? So we'll go ahead and solve this. This is a pretty easy one to solve. I subtract 0.8D from both sides. And I get 0.8D equals 80,000. And then I'm going to go ahead and divide by 0.8. And I'll get out my handy dandy TI-84 plus C Silver Edition graphing calculator just to be sure. And I get 80,000 divided by 0.8, which is 100,000. I need to make 100,000 dozen muffins to get my cost to $1.60 per dozen. That's a lot of muffins. Okay. You have been officially at bat 140 times and had 35 hits. Your batting average is 35 out of 140, or .250. Okay. How many consecutive hits must you get to increase your batting average to 300? Okay. So here's what I know. I know my batting average is .25. And I know that I've been at bat 140 times and I got 35 hits. Okay. So, how much do I need to increase my batting average to get to 0.3 or 300 here? So, let's see. 35 out of 140. Now I need to how many at bats am I? So I'm going to add X to this, and I'm going to add X to this. Now why am I doing that? Well, these are going to, let's call it, instead of X, let's call it H. Okay. So this is how many hits I need to get. All right, now I added this to both of these because what's going to happen is every time I come up to bat, that's going to increase the number of times I've been at bat, and I need to get consecutive hits, and I need to that to equal .300. So I get a batting average of 300, which is a very good batting average in the major leagues. Okay, so first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to multiply both sides by 140 plus H. Okay, on this side it's going to cancel this out, leave me with 35 plus H. Over here I'm going to get 0.3 times 140 plus H. Now I'm going to go ahead and distribute my 0.3 here. So, let's see, 0.3 times 140 is going to be 42. Plus 0.3 H is going to equal 35 plus H. Now I'm going to go ahead and subtract this to the other side. All right, so I'm going to get 35 plus 0.7 H equals 42. I'm going to go ahead and move this over here. So I'm going to get 0.7H equals what, 7? All right, so I'm going to divide both sides by 0.7. So 7 divided by 0.7 is going to be 10. H is 10 hits. All right, so I got to get 10 hits in a row to raise my batting average to 300. Let's check that to make sure that it works, okay? So we'll take the 10, we'll plug it in here. That'd be 35 plus 10 over 140 plus 10. It should equal 0.3. So this is 45 over 150 should equal 0.3. And 45 divided by 150 is 0.3. Look at that. So it worked. My answer is correct. I need to get 10 hits in a row to raise my batting average to 300 from 250. Okay. Very good. So here we got a little assignment for you, and I will talk to you guys later. Have a great evening.